Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Horror Metal channel. I'm Hellhound, and that's right, I did just watch Halloween Kills, and whew, man, oh, where do I even begin? So, I watched it pretty much back to back with Halloween 2018, which of course is the previous film. This one takes place right after it leaves off, obviously. If you've seen the trailers, you already know that. Again, I watched Halloween 2018, then went and saw this one. It was very fresh. It couldn't have been more fresh in my memory. I just saw it like not even 10 minutes ago, so it's still very fresh in my mind. So this is just gonna be a first impressions video. This isn't like a full review. I don't really like doing this type of videos anymore because, you know, sometimes a movie has to really soak in. I usually have to watch it at least twice to really form a proper opinion. So again, it's just my first impression thoughts. This is going to be spoiler free, but I'd say probably don't watch this video if you're one of those people who's been avoiding the trailers and the TV spots and all that like the plague, much like I have. Because yeah, again, I'm going to keep it as spoiler free as possible. I'm try not to talk about anything that wasn't already shown in the trailers. But I do have to talk about what I really liked about the film. So I'll keep it as spoiler free as I can. I'm going to kind of try to keep this kind of brief too. I'm going to try to avoid this video being more than 10 minutes, but I can't make any promises, got a lot to say. So yeah, okay, where do I begin? Yeah, my first impressions. So I knew going into it that it's getting like some mixed reception. I didn't read any reviews. I did not read one word of any review, but I saw some ratings. Okay, so it's got like a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't put any stock in that website anyway. I don't take it seriously at all. They have very low ratings for a lot of my favorite movies. They pretty much always give horror movies a very low rating. IMDb, it's got like a 6 point something, I don't even know. That's not too bad, but, so yeah, and I've seen some other ratings by people. I haven't read any reviews, not a single word. I don't know what anybody thinks of this movie yet. I have no idea. No clue. I haven't talked to a single person about it. So I'm just gonna make this video and let you guys know whether or not I enjoyed it and whether or not I recommend you should see it. But let's face it, you're gonna see it anyway, regardless of what I say. I mean, who are we kidding, you know? Let me just say, honestly, I really enjoyed it. I don't know what these people give the low rating had a problem with yet. Again, I haven't read any review. I might read some reviews after this. I might say, oh yeah, you're right, that didn't add up. Or, oh yeah, you have a point, that was done poorly. But I don't really see how, because, you know, I really enjoyed it. I might have a few thoughts of what their issues were, and I'll get into that in a minute. Basically, yeah, mostly spoiler free. Okay, if you've seen the trailers, if you haven't watched the trailers, probably don't even watch this video, because, so the opening scene, which of course, again, this was shown in the trailer, but again, slight spoilers, I'm going to warn you, slight spoilers. If you don't want anything spoiled, do not watch this video. Slight spoiler alert, the opening scene, yes, like the trailer suggested, it was a flashback, it did take place after the original film in 1978. One of my biggest issues with 2018 is I thought they should have done that in that movie, but this one makes up for that. Yeah, it shows exactly what happened after he got shot by Dr. Loomis. Again, that's shown in the most recent trailer, so I didn't spoil anything. And even then, you probably knew that was going to happen anyway. Again, it showed in the trailer, you know, it's obvious. I was like, whoa, this is awesome, you know. While I was watching that scene, I was like, man, I kind of wanted the whole movie to take place back then. I wanted it to be like the original Halloween 2 from 1981 and just take place more that night. But then when it jumped ahead to the present, you know, well, 2018 anyway. Again, it picks up after the last film. Yeah, I loved everything about it. I love the characters. And let's just say in the flashback, in the opening flashback, without spoiling anything, the trailer did give this away, but I'm just going to say, there was a character I was not expecting to see. And it's like, whoa. When I saw that, it blew my mind. I'm watching the original Halloween right now, by the way. I've already watched the first Halloween and the original Halloween 2, and so now I watch Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. So yeah, the first one's on right now. They're very different movies. So yeah, I think maybe one of the things people have an issue with, and yes, this was shown in the trailer too, Michael Myers is very brutal now, and these current movies are a lot more over the top, and like, they're not as subtle or suspenseful or mysterious. But the thing is, I don't care about any of that because Michael Myers himself is still very mysterious, very creepy, and I feel like Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills got the character right way more than most of the sequels. I dare say even pretty much all of them, with the possible exception of the original Halloween 2. Yeah, just, gosh, the way he walks, just his mannerisms, like, everything about him is so freaking creepy. I think he's one of the most terrifying characters ever created, you know. It's definitely the scariest horror villain, you know. The less human he is, the less you can relate to him, the less conscious that he has, the scarier he is, in my opinion. And this film excelled at that, you know. And again, there was a few issues I had with 2018. I loved that movie, by the way. I thought it was excellent, but there's a few slight problems, and this movie kind of fixes those problems. There are a few new minor issues. The characters did make... There's some characters who made some really stupid decisions, even some of them bordering on typical horror cliches that I didn't really think modern horror movies did anymore. She's just like, really? They're doing that? Like, come on. And that happened a couple times, you know, it was a little too obvious. One thing I liked about 2018 is, like, characters did stupid decisions or made weird choices, and other characters kind of called them out on it. They'd even kind of referenced the fact that, like, oh, you know, Laurie's so paranoid after all this time just because, you know, there's things like that all the time in 2018. This movie, it's kind of like they did stupid things, but, like, nobody was around to say, hey, that's a stupid thing you're doing, you know. But still, that didn't take away from the movie. Again, I loved it. I loved it. The ending, which I won't give away, I promise, I will not spoil the ending, blew me away, and that's kind of what I wanted to happen. I wanted the ending to go that route. Again, the trailers show that yes, Michael Myers does go up a big group of people this time, and it happens a couple times actually. And we don't see a lot of him going after a big group of people and just mercilessly slaughtering them like in the other sequels so much. There's a couple moments that came close to that. Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers had a scene kind of like that in the theatrical version, but nothing to this extreme. And yes, it is a very brutal movie. It's creepy, suspenseful, and really brutal, really violent kills. Michael is just cruel and mean-spirited in this movie. I think he gets, in this continuity, he gets more and more aggressive and more, like, violent as time goes on. You know, it's awesome. And most people have a problem with that. Again, yeah, the first movie... I appreciate the subtlety, the simplicity. The first movie is a masterpiece. They're never going to top it, no matter what they do. And that's why it's a masterpiece. It's so subtle. But with the sequels, they have to up the ante or expand on it a little bit. And so I don't mind. Again, some people were having issues with Michael being so brutal, but I think it kind of works. You know, people are comparing it to the Rob Zombie's Halloween. Well, I think that's the only thing that this one has in common with Rob Zombie's Halloween. I think it's even more brutal than Rob Zombie's Halloween movies. Yeah, I mean, if you see the movie on YouTube, I mean, this one was even more brutal than 2018. The kills were just really gruesome and horrific, and boy, did it put a big old smile on my stupid face. But yeah, you know, but there's plenty of creepy, suspenseful moments too. It wasn't like Michael Myers was really excessive and like grunted when he killed, or I don't know, anything like that. Like he'd kill somebody in a brutal way, but he was still mysterious. He'd still come out of the shadows. You know, it was still the character. Aside from his killing pattern, he was still a subtle character. You know, they didn't give him like all kinds of extreme personality traits. There was a couple times a few characters had some explanations that that might be another thing people have a problem with. They might say, oh, no, you're not going to border into supernatural territory. But again, these are just things characters said. It's just speculation. It's conjecture. The movie doesn't outright say it's not a concrete explanation. Yeah, oh man, the ending. I think my favorite part of the movie, aside from the brutal kills, the way Myers was handled, which was perfect. Again, the way he walks is just, he's just so freaking creepy. Just a legitimately terrifying character. I mean, the movie didn't scare me. I'm just too desensitized. These movies aren't going to scare me. I'm sorry. But I still do think it is a very scary movie. That doesn't take anything away from it. That's just me being somebody who's been watching horror obsessively since the age of 6, and it just doesn't work on me anymore. That's all. It doesn't take away anything of the movie. That's just my problem, not the movie's problem. But again, it still was a scary movie. It was kind of an adrenaline rush. I was so excited. It just got me pumped. But my favorite thing, aside from the brutal kills and Michael being so eerie, like I said, was the characters. A couple of new characters I thought were kind of meh, but like all the returning characters, like, okay, so the trailer, and if you read about the movie, you know that, okay, spoiler alert again, but the trailer did get this way. So we know that Tommy Doyle returns, is played by Anthony Michael Hall. Lindsay Wallace returns, now, you know, they're all grown up, of course, and she's played by the same actress, Kylie Richards, don't quote me on that, I might have screwed that name all up, but I'm just going by memory, I might have butchered that name, might be something totally different, but yeah, anyway, Lindsay returns and is the same actress from the first movie. Sheriff Brackett returns, again played by Charles Cyphers. The trailer gave this away. So if you're watching this video, you know, and if you avoided everything else, but you're watching this video without seeing the movie, then, I mean, come on. You know. And yeah, all the returning characters, and kind of like the fact that they all talked about Michael and built him up as this boogeyman. That's what I like, all the build-up. In the first movie, we pretty much just had Dr. Loomis talking about how dangerous he was. And this one, we had everybody doing it. Lori, you know, her daughter, her granddaughter, you know, Karen, Allison, and then of course Tommy, and then Lonnie returning from the first film. He's in the flashback too at the beginning. Oh, sorry, spoiler. the trailer showed that, so come on. I'm not spoiling anything that the trailer already showed. If you read about the movie or watched the trailers, then you already know. If you avoided the movie like the plague, then you probably don't. But again, if you're doing that, you're probably not watching this video. So my conscience is clear. but you were warned. So yeah, all these returning characters kind of bonding, or maybe that's not the right, maybe commiserating. Kind of getting together and talking about how dangerous Michael was and how he's an effect on this town. The thing is, Michael Myers isn't like the only thing that's so scary. It's the fear that he spread throughout the town. He's got the whole town just acting recklessly and impulsively, and just they're kind of becoming just totally nuts themselves. They want to stop him, they want to bring him down, and just got everybody panicking. They're doing things that they're going to regret. It just got this. Sorry, could have sworn I'll put my phone on silent, just to spam. Yeah, just all these things, like all these different elements. This isn't just a movie where it's a killer going around killing people. There's so much more to it than that. There's so much more meat to it. And again, the 1978 original doesn't need any of that. It didn't need to be expanded on. It didn't need more meat to it. It was perfect the way it was. But as for this sequel in the modern age, all these years later, I appreciate that it gave us something more, something much more. And again, people are apparently, judging by the ratings, are taking some issues with the things. And I think I knew what those are, but this is a spoiler-free review, mostly, anyway, I hope. So I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, Laurie was done very well. I don't want to talk about, like... well, I'll say that she... Okay, this is kind of a slight spoiler. Okay, you've been warned. She doesn't... I think she's not as involved and doesn't have as much to do as the trailer would suggest. I think that would be saving... Okay, never mind. I'm going to spoil it too much. I'm sorry. Apologize. Yeah, don't watch this video if you don't want anything spoiled. But yeah, the ending, which again I won't give away, was a doozy. Man, did that blow me away. Yeah, all the returning characters come together talking about how Michael Myers is just has this whole town in the palm of his hands. They're all this grip of fear that he has throughout the town, the panic, the chaos that he spread throughout Haddonfield, Illinois. The legend that's come back. It's just all that stuff. They're just building upon it. It's just so awesome. He's the boogeyman. It just they excel at. They did a great job. It was great seeing all the returning characters come back. The continuity. I know some people, some stick in the butts out there, probably like, oh, all the nostalgia freaks like it because it's returning characters and continuity, and they're building upon our nostalgia. Yeah, and it worked on me. So what are you talking about? That's your problem. It definitely worked on me. If that was if that was what they're trying to do, hey, it worked. Again, the more I think about it, I might have a few problems with it. I don't know. Again, I just saw the movie. It's still totally fresh in my mind. I haven't given it time to soak in. I'll give it a proper, full review. I had to see a movie at least twice, I think, before I get a proper review. I'm going to wait till it comes out on Blu-ray. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to watch it again. Then I'll give it a proper review. Then you'll see on this channel Halloween Kills 2021 movie review. That'll be my full thoughts. I'll even do some spoilers maybe at the very end or something. Right now it's just a first impression, it's just a reaction, so this isn't my full thoughts. I'm saving that for another time. I need to give a proper review of 2018 as well, because all I did was a first impressions reaction video on that, but I don't think my opinion's really changed about that one. I will say that one thing I didn't say in that review, since it's spoiler free, is that I think that Dr. Sartain helped Michael escape in that movie, and upon rewatching it today, I think that's definitely what happened, But yeah, man, gosh, Michael is just, oh man, he's just a badass. He's just a force to be reckoned with. And I like how I like when he's totally inhuman and just like a monster, just an unstoppable, pure evil being. And he's definitely that in this movie. They did a great job with that. So yeah, pretty much everything I wanted from a Halloween movie plus more. I honestly, yeah, and like when I saw those bad ratings, I was like, uh-oh. I was like, man, I don't know. I was like, I wonder, maybe this one's not going to be as good as 2018. Now I'm thinking, I think I at least like it just as much as 2018, They saved a lot for this movie. There's more returning characters, more nostalgia to build on, more references to the original than 2018 had, like I said. It's just awesome. And, I'm probably going to put in the description, don't watch this video if you don't want anything spoiled, but, if you're already here and you got it spoiled and you haven't seen the movie yet, it's like, well, yeah, I did warn you. I might have gave away too much than I should have. But again, I don't think I gave away really anything that the trailers didn't, except for that one thing involving Laurie. But I think it's going to be pretty obvious anyway. Even when you first watch the movie, you're going to kind of think it's going that route. But yeah, wow. Oh, man. Yeah, I love movies that take place back to back. And I like how the original Halloween was followed by Halloween 2 that took place that same night, and then this one's doing the same thing with the 2018 Halloween, and it has that same kind of feel. You see the aftermath of the original the last massacre, and see people reacting to it, and then see more of the massacre as a continuation. That is just awesome. Yeah, oh man, is there anything else I want to add? I think I've covered everything. I'll probably think of all kinds of things to say. I could probably talk about this movie for like hours. Because yeah, I really loved it. I really did. Somebody's probably gonna comment and say, "Oh, I didn't like it because of this, and this," and I'm sure there's some valid criticism. Again, if I spend more time with it, I could probably think of something that I didn't really care for. Again, there was a few things, characters making stupid decisions, a couple other things that I won't get into without spoiling it. But as of now, I think it was definitely a great movie and one of my favorite entries in the Halloween series. As it stands right now, I think it's about even with 2018. I still prefer the original Halloween, obviously, and Halloween 2 over this one. Probably part 4 as well. But, I don't know. Again, I do need to watch it again, and I will give it a proper review when that time comes, after it comes on Blu-ray. But, okay, so it's reached the 15-minute mark. I said I was going to do 10 minutes. Let's wrap up by saying, if you guys haven't seen the movie yet, and for some reason you watched this review without, or not review, this first impressions video without watching the movie, then go see it. Just close this video right now and just go watch it, because I guarantee you're probably going to enjoy it if you're as big of a Michael Myers fan like I am. And like I said, yes, there are a lot of situations, a lot of things we haven't seen in the Halloween movies. It's not subtle at all. It is very, maybe a little too glossy and like over the top and kind of overly done. There's like a little bit too much going on, but I think it's balanced out really well. I don't think it's too much. It doesn't feel like style over substance, really, It does kind of come close a few times, but I think it works. Again, it's a slasher movie, or a modern slasher movie with a lot more meat to it. There's a lot more going on, but it doesn't feel excessive. It feels logical. There's a few cheesy moments, and like I said, there's some funny moments. There's some clever moments. There's some touching moments. There's a lot of scary moments. There's a lot of gory moments. It just has everything. I loved it. Yeah, gosh. And yeah, they reveal more about what happened that night. Yeah, I just could not be. I really could have asked for more. It pretty much gave me exactly what I wanted. It met my expectations and then some. Again, I'm probably going to read so many reviews after this. I can already tell. I can already tell this might be a movie that people are going to have negative feelings about. I can just kind of tell. But like, not for this guy. Again, maybe I'll watch it again and maybe I'll change my mind. Again, there's been a few times where I watched a movie in the theater, loved it, and then like time went by and I kind of thought, I don't think I liked it as much as I did. But I still thought 2018 was great. I rewatched that earlier today. Like I said, I still thought that was just as great as I did when I first saw it 3 years ago. So there's been other movies where I didn't like at all in the theater, and I hated them. They grew on me slowly over time. So again, I'm not going to formulate a proper opinion until I watch it again when I watch it on Blu-ray. But as it stands right now, I definitely love the movie. I don't think my opinion is going to change, at least not that much. I don't think I'm going to hate this movie no matter what, if somebody points out any problems with it, I'm not going to I'm not impressionable or anything, of course, and there's flaws with every movie, but that's not going to, it gave me exactly what I wanted, so. And the trailer did give away a whole lot. It definitely gave away the type of feel the movie was going to have. But, okay, I'm rambling. Anyway, yeah, go see Halloween Kills if you haven't already. But if you've seen the movie already, I mean, if you're watching this video, hopefully you've seen the movie already. Otherwise, I might have spoiled too much. But, like I said, the trailers and TV spots and all that stuff already did a good job of that by themselves without me rambling on about it. But, yeah, guys, Halloween Kills, great movie. I absolutely loved it. I think it's a great entry to the series. It's one of my favorites. It's probably my top 5 Halloween movies for sure. It's one of my favorite modern horror movies already. But again, I just watched it. Maybe I'll come down from that a little bit, that adrenaline that I have, and maybe I'll think about it more and more and say, oh yeah, I couldn't care for that. There was a few things I didn't care for, but as it stands, I loved it. Alright guys, I'm Hellhound, but you're watching the Horror Metal channel. Go see Halloween Kills if you haven't already, and until next time, later.